Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Hey up, everybody. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. I'm Matty, as you all know, and this is your preview for the game against Watford tomorrow. What do we all reckon? Get your score predictions in. Let me know what you all think. How's the temperature of the room? I'm a lot more relaxed today. I've calmed down a little bit. Couple of days to get my head around the fact that we got beat by shitty Millwall in the cup. You all know I've ranted, I've raved, and yeah, I'm a lot more chilled now. I thought it'd take me till kick-off tomorrow to sort myself out, but feeling good now. The cup is in the rear view, as much as I didn't want it to be, as you know. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night now. Hopefully, you know, I don't know what's better sometimes to play last and sort of know what everyone's sort of done or play first. I'd probably say playing first is better. You know, we play on Tuesday, then you've got the promotion rivals playing on the Wednesday. So I'd rather have it that way around, to be honest. I know there'll be various times coming up where we play second, having two games on Monday as well. So it happens, doesn't it? So I'm quite glad that we play first, get it out of the way, and then we can sit back then and watch what they do on Wednesday. I'm sort of looking at those fixtures thinking there might be a couple of teams around us drop points, you know, guys. I really do. I'm fancying. I don't think all the top four will win. They'll win all the games. Me, I really don't. I think there'll be some drop points. I'm hoping, obviously, as you guys are, it's not going to be us. My mate Adam, who's in the chat, I can see has really hit home that Watford are in a bit of turmoil at the minute, and they should not be feared. But yeah, we will see. Adam, let me know in the chat, please. Who have Watford? Because I've just tried looking. Who have Watford actually got missing? Obviously, I know they have got some good players at Watford. We'll touch on the game at Ellen Road early in the season when I thought they were one of the better sides we've faced at Ellen Road. Like, I thought they were really good after we went 2 up. But you did say they've got a few players injured. Who are they? I was just trying to look them, but I had to jump on. Just get into the chat. Justin, hit the likes and subscribe. Hey up, my mate. Hope you well. Thank you for being here. Danny, as always, thanks, buddy. Smash a like and subscribe, please. Hey up, Tezza. Evening, says Alan. Top Banana, as always. Hey up, mate. Hope you're well. Stephen Horseman should win this one, Matty. Our squad has been rested, and Watford ran their legs off against Sunderland. They also have a good few injuries, so 2-0 for me. Yeah, I have to agree on that one, mate. You would think we've rested our first 11, really, haven't we, for that cup game? And they obviously had a really tough game against Sunderland, which they almost won. So fair play to them. But yeah, it's probably edges it in our favour for me if we weren't already the favourites anyway. I would say that's definitely a massive plus for Leeds in this one. Take all those likes from Matty. Yes, please do. Just waiting for the little Leeds fans to come on now. Yeah, well, you know they're always here. We love you, Leeds, we do. Evening, Matthew. 2-1 Leeds, says Danny. I will take it now. Alan, evening, 3-1 Leeds. I can see us conceding in this one, I won't lie. I can. But I think we'll win. Evening, Matthew. Evening, Mark, my good friend. Top Banana, first win of the 10 needed for the title coming tomorrow night. Yeah, it's like I say, it's 15 cup finals to go, and we only need to win 10 of them realistically, don't we? And that's realistically possible. 100% it is. Dungs, evening, Mike, the 24-hour reassessment. I've recalibrated myself 24 hours later. I feel all right. I feel happy now. A little bit of zen. I feel okay. Nige, hey up, mate. Evening, Matty. Be a tough physical game tomorrow night. I'm going 2-1 Leeds. Yeah, I keep saying that word in particular, Nige. Physical. A lot of people, you know, think it's gonna be a physical battle. They are. They've got some very strong players in there. Oh, very physical players. I understand that. I saw that Ellen Road with my own eyes early in the season. Hey up, Lacey. I think this first time you might have seen me on a live, I think. So thank you for all your comments you do. On my videos when they're up there. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. Little Leeds fan is here. He's Lacey here. Here's one of them. Adam says Bar injured and Bayo suspended. Ones I'm most happy about. Yeah, brilliant news, Adam. And also a manager that's not really wanted there. They're wanting a new manager in, but they haven't been able to get the work permit sorted because he doesn't speak English. Is that right, Adam? So that's also a feather in our bow, in our cap. Yeah, I'm happy with all these stories, mate. I really am. What you've been filling me in with, because I've been looking at their home record on the basis of when you look at their home record on the whole, it's really good. When you look at their home record in December and January, really bad. Really bad. I think they've lost the last 4 at home. Lacey says, fresh legs against Watford should see us through to 3 points. Yes, I think so. I wanted to go for the Win Cup. You know me, I had a bit of a meltdown last couple of days. I did, and I still believe that we could have beat Millwall and still won this game. But resting the players is definitely going to help tomorrow. I just feel like there were a couple a couple players too many. I don't think it needed 10 changes. But tomorrow, I think we get 3 points. I tell you what, if we lose tomorrow, the feelings of losing to Millwall and being out of the cup, I'll be fuming. I can accept it if we go to Watford. I can only accept it now. A couple of days later, I couldn't accept it yesterday. I don't like saying I accept it. I don't accept no, unless we win every game. But you can't argue with it if he goes in, wins. Hopefully that it's another convincing win, whether it's in terms of how many goals we scored or just the performance, because obviously Coventry were only 2-0, but the performance were really, really dominant, really good. It was right up there with Cardiff. I'm hoping to see something similar. Let's hope the boys that have been rested come back with that same intensity, and we don't see, repeat of what we saw on Saturday, which I don't think we do. Watford looked knackered at the back end of the game against Sunderland. Yeah, they did, and they conceded late. That's fair play to Sunderland. They just grind you down to Sunderland. They just keep going and going and going. I've said a few times this season, very Ipswich-like a Sunderland. You can never say die attitude. Fair play to them. Sunderland doing really well, but they'll always give a chance for Sunderland, just like Watford do. So I expect there's going to be plenty of opportunities for Leeds to score, but there was at Coventry, and we put 2 away and we won the game. But we need to be a bit more clinical. Hopefully, we can see that tomorrow night. 3-0 Leeds. I love it, Suvy. Love it, my mate. Absolutely love it. Lord Sheer Goroff, I hope, my mate. 15 league matches to go. We're crap at cup finals. Are you rewording that, mate? Are you rewording that? It's been a while since we got to a cup final, mate, hasn't it? Hey up, Jack. Hope you well, mate. Nice to see you. Think people are panicking after Millwall. Think we will be comfortable bringing back players like Tanaka, Solomon and James. Yeah. I mean, does anyone see any strange lineup predictions? I don't. I mean, I sort of see the 10 just being swapped straight back out. I really do. I think the Strauch's the biggest one we sort of got to look at in this one, because Strauch, whether he plays or not, has implications for other positions, obviously. I don't think Strauch plays in this for one reason. I think because we're away from home, if Strauch plays, Ampadu moves into midfield. But I actually think because we're away from home and Strauch just played 90 minutes, we don't know how he's reacted to it. I could see, Gruev playing in centre mid, and I can only see Gruev playing if Ampadu's playing centre half. And I honestly just have a feeling Gruev's going to play in this game, especially with not having any minutes at the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if he just gives Strauch the nod to miss this one, and he starts with Ampadu and Rodon. A trusted pair. You can't go against that. They really are. And if that happens, I think you see Gruev partner Tanaka. It's going to be interesting. I mean, if Strauch comes back and then Gruev isn't seen that pitch, I don't think he goes Gruev and Ampadu. I don't think anyone really wants to see that partnership again this year. I think, Gruev's a very capable player, a very valuable member of this squad. I think he works better when Ampadu plays centre half. Having Gruev in there again alongside Tanaka would be perfect. I don't think you see Rothwell starting this game. Whatever the pairing, I don't think Rothwell's part of it. You may see him come on if we need some in that final third later on. Hopefully we don't need it because we're well up at that point. But I think it's going to either be Ampadu and Tanaka with Strauch at centre half, or Ampadu at centre half with Gruev and Tanaka in the middle of the park. I don't know what you guys think of that, but that's what I sort of think. I think the rest of the side speaks for itself. And I might Sunderland are dropping out of contention. Sheffield will struggle to win against any of the sides fighting for the playoffs, and Burnley are average. Yeah, I agree, mate. Sunderland are the exciting one in terms of for the neutrals, I think, this season. Like very Ipswich, like I said, they're always going to be in with a shout. But I think we beat Sunderland and Sheffield United, and I think we score quite a few goals against Sunderland. It's just what we do at the back. But at Ellen Road, I'm always convinced we'll do well. I will be having my mate Wayne from Only Fools and SAFC, as you know. I think we're doing something on Thursday, whether it's a pre-record to go out, I'm not sure. But we're going to get together this week, and I'm going to do a bit of a preview for Sunderland's side, and he's going to do one for mine. I hope I can get him on a live, because he's a really good guy. People on my channel know him pretty well. He's been on 3 times, I think, now. But yeah, I'm probably going to stick it on him and say it'll be 3-0 Leeds. But it's going to be interesting to see that Sunderland one. I'm really looking forward to that. That's one of those ones I'm really looking forward to. Got Paul coming over from Wales as well. I'm going to meet him for the first time, so it should be good in that Sunderland game. Tezza says Daniel Farker's decision to rotate cost Leeds against Millwall in the FA Cup, but they can respond against Watford. The Hornets held Sunderland, ending in a 3 straight defeats, but I've lost. Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Nice little bit of background checks there by you, mate. You might do more work than me. 4 in a row at Vicarage Road and look vulnerable against the leaders. Yeah, they have the lost 4, haven't they, mate? No, you're welcome, Lacey. When I'm live, Lacey, I try and bring up every comment that needs talking about, and I try and interact with everybody. So you keep popping some up there that needs reading. I'll keep reading it, love. Don't you worry. Duncan, I think they may score. Caused a few problems at Ellen Road going 2-1. Yeah, I could see them scoring as well. Honestly, they were one of the best sides I've seen at Ellen Road. We went 2-0 up, if you remember, with that Ramazani. Got a huge error by keeper when Ramazani hit it from outside box. I think that was the game where Ramazani got injured. I think we were 2 up in first 7 or 8 minutes, and then honestly for the rest of the game it felt like it was all Watford. They played really well. I think Gruev and Amps could start in centre. I don't see that pairing, but I know what you mean, because you think Strout comes back, I guess, and I can see Gruev playing, but I'm not sure he goes that. I don't like saying negative, but do you know what I mean? It's really defensive. I don't think it needs to be that defensive against these. It's an away game, yes, but I think Gruev could play if Amperu's at centre half. I don't think he goes to Nacker and Rothwell in any scenario for me. Hey, mate, hey up, Paul. Here he is. Last 6 games, they've lost 3, drawn 2, and 1. We've got this. Yeah, 100%. We've got this, my mate. Blunt's won there 2-1, so we should win also. Yeah, we should. Stephen Nugent, hey, mate. 9 more wins will see us up. More than that, and it'll be as champions. Well, there'll be more than that, mate, because we are going up as champions. We really are. Lacey, if you look at the next 4 games, it's no surprise wholesale change will remain inside. Yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone says concentrate on league. The league's the most important. I get that. But also when you look at the next block of fixtures, it's a very, very poignant moment for Leeds United, isn't it? You know, any block of games where you've got 2 of your promotion rivals, you know, alongside each other, it's a massive week next week. You know, it's huge. That 2 games back to back on Mondays. It's going to be an awful weekend. I hate when Leeds are playing at weekend. I know we get to watch everybody else, which makes it worse and more nervy. But I do believe we're only a couple of weeks away from creating this gap, because I firmly believe we beat both of them. And if we're in a position now where we get 9 points out of our next 3, we're in dreamland, aren't we? We're genuinely in dreamland. The only way to make up for Millwall is to win this league. Yeah, it is 100%. It's the only way, Carl. They've got to go win tomorrow and just boss this league now for me. A win puts the pressure on the other 3 in the end. Yeah, of course it does. Stephen, that's what it's all about at this point. It's all about this at this point. You've got to, you know, when you're playing first, it's like a game of hot potato, when you've just got to pass it on to them and then see what they do with it. I do firmly believe there'll be someone, I don't know which team it'll be, but looking at both fixtures, you know, I could see one of them tripping up, and even a draw is massive. Now, a draw, it feels like a loss. We know as Leeds fans, the amount of times we've drawn this season, it feels like a loss, you know. Massive chance to create gaps when you get these sides around you drawing. So, like say, Sunderland the other day, they nearly lost, yeah, but just dropping points were good enough for Leeds United. You know, they don't have to lose. Draws while we're winning still creates a decent gap. I expect Gruev and Tanaka in midfield, and Strout will be on the bench. I expect Gruev and Tanaka in midfield, Strout. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, mate, I read that wrong then. Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think same, Lord, and so does my friend Adam. If Rodon's fit, you can change the back 4, best in the league by a mile. Yeah, I think Rodon plays, mate. We just, you know, when it just a knock, just keep him out. I think he comes straight back in. He said Pascal is fine. Yeah, he did, but he might not play him. I know he said that today, but he may not play him. He's just played 90 minutes. He's come back. I think a lot of people are, you know, talking about him coming back from injury. He wasn't out for long. It wasn't like he's been out for 3 months. You know, but only maybe 3 or 4 games he missed. I think I might be wrong with that. Might be slightly more, but it felt like he weren't out too long, if I'm honest. And Wayne says, I've got a feeling Strout will start. And if he does, I've got no qualms about Strout starting. To be fair, he's his starting centre half there, and he alongside Rodon. We need him back, really. Don't want him to be out. But I just think he's going to really, really be fighting with the urge to play Gruev in this one. And what I don't really want to see, even though I'll back him regardless, I don't really want to see Gruev and Ampadu there, just because I want Tanaka to be playing, you know. But it wouldn't surprise me if somehow Gruev gets a start in this one. Hi, all my mate. So Duncan says, so Cardiff and Coventry games were like a well-oiled jet engine, but against Millwall like a rusty old bike. Let's fire up the jets. Yeah, 100%. It were the changes that did that. It were the changes, but I do believe, you know, the personnel were good enough against Millwall, but they didn't take the chance. And that's on them. Evening, Darren. Hope you've had a good day, pal. Please, if Mai gets too excited calling them a League Two side, don't forget to mention his 2 bad choices against Millwall. I'm like honestly, I'm just a bit nuts. I'm just a bit nuts. Oh, I believe he'll win the next 2. What, and then lose or drop points to Sheffield United. I mean, those next 2 games after this one are so good, aren't they? Obviously, we need to just go take care of business tomorrow because the pressure really comes in the next 2 after that. If you're going to drop any points, I could see it away at Sheffield United. If I'm honest, that's probably the only game I think. But I think we'll win it. I do, but I don't think Sunderland at home will bother us. I think it'll be a really good game. I'm expecting same as Middlesbrough. They may get a goal, but I'm expecting plenty of chances for Leeds. Won't surprise me with a 3-1 like the Middlesbrough game, but the Sheffield United one's probably the only one I'll call it by a goal. I'll never tip Leeds to drop points. It'll be interesting next season, when we're in Prem. When we're in Prem to see what my predictions are. Play Man City at Ellen Road, Danny. Matty's like, 3-0 Leeds. Come on, Leeds. Blind faith and all that. You know what I'm like. Jack says, as I've been to the last 3 games, I don't think we have anything to worry about personally. We're too strong to beat the Blunts, and the Bagheads think it's HMS Pistol League and pints will fly. Yeah, man. I love that, Jack. Danny says, I'm predicting we beat Sheffield, but I could see it being our 4th defeat. Hamface, good old Hamface will want to be getting revenge. Yeah, but yeah, it's a trickiest game. I don't think we get beat rest of the season. But I said that they're going to be around Millwall. But you know what I mean. That's 10 change. You don't have 10 change for the league game. I think Watford 2 Leeds 3. I could see it being a decent amount of goals. I just hope they don't get 2. Obviously, Stephen Awesome. I think Farker will save Pascal for Sunderland. That's what I'm thinking, mate. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he'll be very comfortable with Ampadu and Rodon in there. I don't think he has to push it. Whether he's fit or not, I don't think he has to push it. And I think when he looks at it, he really wants Gruev in there for me. I think he wants Gruev to play every game. I just think the way the side's lined up this year, you can't really play him unless there's an injury to someone at centre-half. After Ampadu's piss poor showing on Saturday, I'd definitely put Gruev in. Yeah. He were really poor. I ain't going to read too much into it. Let's see how he goes next. I ain't going to read too much into that at all. It were a strange old game, and I just don't think anyone will really ask, to be fair, which is really what pissed me off. Draw with the Blunts, yeah, and it wouldn't be a shocking result. If we go win next 2, you could afford to draw with Sheffield United. It wouldn't be the end of the world, would it? But we need to get maximum points out of these next 2. Hope we don't see Gillavogue again, says Rob Brookie. It's awful, innit? It's awful to say, Rob, but I agree, bless him. I don't mind seeing him coming on with the last 3 or 4 minutes because he normally comes on for his charity minutes, which means we've won. Don't mind seeing him do that. But yeah, he looked like he was running treacle, didn't he? Bless him. It's it wasn't the best showing. He's had 2 starts now and he didn't look good in either. I think we get 12 from the next 4 games. My kind of man, Gavin. Me too, mate. Like I say, at the very least it'll be 10, and I think it'll be Sheffield United. What we may struggle, but I firmly believe we can get 12 too, pal. Wayne Dawson, just as long as Strout doesn't take a penny if we get one. I think he's missed 2 of his last 4, I think. But people say, I saw Joe saying it on his show yesterday, that why don't you let a striker take the penalty, or a forward thinking player? Surely, they shoot more. It's just more natural to them, innit, to be shooting a goal than it is Pascal Strouk. I mean, Strouk's a very classy player. Very classy, really good with his feet. He's not just a meat and potatoes centre-half. He's really technically gifted. He's Pascal Strouk. Really good. We've seen him slot penalties away plenty of times at Leeds United. He's a really good penalty taker. But for me, in a penalty shootout, when you've got to pick 5, he's in that 5. He's right up there. But he's got to be better options. Even without Pinot on there, whether it's a Nonto, whether it's a Joseph, Ramazani. He's got to be someone else there who can strike a ball a bit more true, because he sort of scuffed it. He goes placement, doesn't he? You need a bit more than that sometimes. And, keeper, I think, he did that stuttering run and keeper started going. He still went to the side, keeper going now. So it was poor, really poor penalty by Pascal. But he's all right at penalties for a centre-half, but we need more than that, don't we? Adam says, win next 3 games, we'd be very close to 1 foot in the Premier League. I think we should. Yeah, 100%, mate. Because of who the next 3 are, it's massive. If you get 9 points out of them, there'll be a right big old gap there, won't there? Then we've already got a decent gap over Burnley. The Blunts, I don't know if you heard that before, Lacey, but yeah, instead of the Blades, the Blunts. 4 points from Sunderland, Sheffield United games will be a good result all around. 100%, Scott. Yeah, 100%. It would be. I want 6. Everybody wants 6. I think we can get 6. But yeah, I mean, if we get 6 from the next 2 games, the pressure's sort of off in that Sheffield United game because I think Sheffield United will drop points at next 2. Yeah, 100%. Evening, Matty. Tough one to Moz. Watford 1, Leeds 3, MLT from Portugal. Hey up, mate. Hope you're well, pal. Yeah, I'm teetering with 3-0, 3-1 Leeds. I could see Watford nicking summit. But yeah, Matty, my mate, works in the airport. As you know, he talks to the players before. They said I'll message him after what he heard. Sound, mate. You do that, Danny, my mate. You do that. If Farker, it's Farker that has the penalty. Takers Pirro first, Pascal second. If Pirro not on Pascal, yeah, it is, mate. I know. There should be other players though. You know, forward thinking players who are more equipped to bury that ball when we get given that opportunity. There should be, but I don't think he's a bad penalty taker, to be honest. Over 2.5. Yeah, I expect more than 2.5 goals too, mate. If you're a betting man, it's something I would go for. I'm not, so I won't, but I think that's what it'll be. Gavin James. When Joel taking pens, I don't have any worries whatsoever. No, me neither. I don't think Pascal's as bad as Paddy, though. When Paddy steps up to take a penalty, my God, my heart is hanging out my ass, to be fair. But yeah, Pascal's all right, but Pirro's the man. Pirro's just so cool, isn't he? I mean, Pirro, anywhere in box, Pirro can bury it. You know, if you're giving him a free shot like that, it's going to go in it. But yeah, a little story for you. Guess who I saw at an supermarket? Oh my God, I nearly wet myself. I'll give you a clue. He can play all over, on the left or on the right. When we win the championship, we'll sing this song all night. It's Stuart Dallas. Ooh, yeah. Honestly, just seen him in Tesco's. Cannot believe it. Absolutely wet myself. Walking towards me, no one else on aisle leave. He had his hood up. Didn't really want to engage with anyone, I don't think. Walking out with a little basket in his hand, looking at crisps. And I literally, my voice broke. I'm like, babe, it's Stuart Dallas. And she looked at me, oh, yeah. And I went, as he walked past me, I went, hi, Stuart. And my voice broke and he just went, you all right, mate? And walked past me and I was like, oh, what the fuck do I do? I was still in my work gear, had my Ivies on, I was all mucky from work. And I was voice noting everybody. Nige, Seacroft Tesco's, mate. Seacroft Tesco's. He does his shopping at Seacroft Tesco's. I absolutely, honestly, I was shaking like a leaf because I am such a big Stuart Dallas fan. I absolutely love Stuart Dallas. He's just incredible. What a man. I always loved him. So yeah, I didn't have a picture taken with him. I'm 6 foot, well, almost 6'3". I'm 6'2" and a bit and 18 stone. And I didn't want to running up to him, but honestly, inside I was like a little kid. Oh, Stuart Dallas, what a guy! What a very handsome man he is as well. Very handsome man. But yeah, didn't want to bother him. You know, I'm unfortunately it's first time I've been shopping to be fair in a while without the kids. If I'd have had our Theo with me, Theo loves that song. He loves Stuart Dallas. If I'd have had him with me, I'd have been all over pictures with him. Oh, my son wants a picture with you. But unfortunately, he wasn't with me, so I bottled it a little bit. But yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that. I honestly, I'm buzzing. Yeah, let's get our strikers on the pens. They're much better, Bamford, for instance. Yeah, let me tongue in cheek there, pal. Yeah, it was Stuart Dallas, mate. I was buzzing with that. 3-0 tomorrow. Now, I can't see why this is going to be hard. They've only won one of the last 6. Yeah. Their own form, though, in general is decent, but it's been really bad the last, 4 or 5 games. Nigel, I'm surprised he didn't have his trainers nicked up there. Was he on the nick? No, he weren't, mate. But, yeah, you never know. He had his hood up, to be fair. He looked quite shady. He did look quite shady. Probably lives in Swag. Yeah. Maybe, mate, maybe. But yeah, we're class. I'm absolutely buzzing. Honestly, not something you see every day. Is it Stuart Dallas while you're going down your supermarket aisle? I'm absolutely buzzing. But yes, so I want to just have a quick ganders at a bit of the Watford form. I like to do this on my previews. I don't know if any of you are bothered. You probably already know this. It's me who never does my research. But I just wanted to come in here and have a look. So when you look at this, their own form on the whole is pretty damn good. 1.93 points per game, 15 played, 9 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. Pretty good. I mean, the 10th in table, they've got plenty of play for. They're only 3 points outside playoffs. So could they make a late charge potentially? I mean, that 5th and 6th spot is open. It is open for quite a few teams there. Anyone down to what? Maybe Wednesday, even Coventry. I'll probably. Oh, sorry, even that Coventry. I'm not going to say as far as Millwall. Sod off Millwall. Maybe as far as Coventry, that top 12 there. Any of them will probably still think they can make a late charge for those playoff places, but like, there's only 2 to really aim for. Fourth's been and above has been sewn up on it for months now. That top 4 haven't budged, has it, from first kick really. But I say when you look at their own form, it's the 6th in league. So at home, they're the 6th. Worst team for Leeds to travel to currently in terms of home form. When we need points, massive points. But yeah, the home form of late is absolutely atrocious. It's mad. So they must have had a crazy run at home to get to where they are in form table at home. Because, I mean, look at that there. They got beat at home to Norwich. Game before that, at home to Preston. Game before that, Sheffield United. Game before that, Cardiff. So they've lost the last 4 at home. And they've only lost 6 all season at home. So before that, they were absolutely flying. I mean, the form, they got beat by Leeds at Ellen Road, which I thought they were brilliant in. And then doesn't surprise me when you look at that run there from that Leeds game, by how they played against us. I thought they were a hell of a side, really, that day. One of the best I've seen at Ellen Road this season. After those 2 early goals, as you can see, they were scored really early on. They scored just after half-time, and it was really close, that game. I thought we were going to drop points, to be honest. Then you look at the run after that, Blackburn, hammered Wednesday, you lost to Swansea, but look at that, I think 1 loss in 9 after the Leeds game, went on a really good run. Very patchy side, but when they pick the form, they have got the players to do well. And then since that run ended, such poor form again. Such poor form. You look there, they've only won 1 of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've only won 1 in the last 9. 1 of the last 9. They've lost, 6? They've lost 6 of the last 9, 4 at home. So the form currently is absolutely atrocious. Really, really bad form at the minute. They have got some talented players in there. They really do have. Bayo with 10 goals. Kayembe, really, I like Kayembe, actually, decent player. But they have got some decent players. They've got some old veterans in there as well, like Sissoko and a few others. But like I say, when you actually look at the form of late, it really, really is poor. On the whole, when you look at it on the whole, they seem okay. The form is really good at home, but recently it's been so poor. I don't expect them to trouble Leeds at all, if I'm honest. I really don't. Stephen says Stuart Dallas lives in a palace, but shops in Tesco. Yeah. Mate, are you going to the Sunderland game? I am, mate. I am, pal. I say I am. I say this all the time. I get asked if I'm going to a game. I don't normally get my tickets till any time from 3 days before the game to the day of the game. I'm a member. I will be going on my own. I am actually going with Paul, who's coming from Wales. Not to the game, but I'm going to see him before and after, pick him up from his hotel, etc. I make sure he gets there. But I haven't got a ticket currently, but I will have a ticket all the time. I either get it through work or I will refresh until I find a single ticket anywhere in the stadium. I never sweat about it. I don't join the queues or enter the ballot anymore. I just refresh on match week. People worry about, I haven't got a ticket, and you look at it sold out. It is, but if you just keep refreshing throughout the week, loads of tickets become available right up until kickoff. I've got a ticket 3 hours before the game. There's no sweat. If you just want one single ticket. So I say I'm going. It's not a definite I'm going, but it is, because I will get a ticket. Colin, hey everyone, hello from South Wales, enjoying the preview. Cheers, Colin. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you so much for being here. Please stick a like on the video. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It's free to do, and it's bloody brilliant. Just because you get to watch his face all day, it's not brilliant, really. Depends what you like. Matty, you live in a posh area of Cass. Why are you shopping in an area like Seacroft? Give me 6. Now, our last likes what she likes. We either go all the way over to Alco's at Asda, which is nowhere near me, it's about half an hour away, or we go to Seacroft Tesco just because she likes the superstores. She don't like what's it called, Glass Out and Asda. She don't like that near us, so we always travel a bit further. But yeah, it's usually Alco's at Asda, which is nowhere near, like I say, or Tesco. There. Sometimes I got a Sainsbury's at Colton, but she always moans it's too dear there. Reminds me of the time I saw Gordon Strachan with his missus in Sainsbury's in the early 90s. Oh, man, did you stop and, maybe not asking for a picture, maybe not, but did you speak and have a conversation? Did you stop him and have a conversation with him? Or did you bottle it like me, mate? Did your voice break when you said hello? Rob says Sunderland have to go for it. That scares me a bit, Mate. Yeah, but the more someone goes for it, Rob, the more open the game is for us. It's when they come back. It's when they come to Welling Road and they just sit in. They make it so difficult. You know, the last side to come to Welling Road and have a go with Cardiff, and I know Cardiff are nowhere near as good as Sunderland, but we slapped them up. It doesn't matter how good your players are if you give it. You know, if you come and play your game and your game's very attack minded, you are going to get served up a bit of a treat at Welling Road. For me, you're going to get spanked. So they might have a bit of a go, which for me, Rob, all it'll mean with that is they might get a goal or two. Who knows? But I think if they have a go, they're going to sacrifice the defensive duties. And we've seen this season they concede a lot of goals to Sunderland, but fair play because they never give up and they are so attacking. They score a lot as well, which is why they are where they are. But I do think if they have a go, it's the wrong tactics at Ellen Road. We've seen it so many times. You know the script. Come, sit in and try and catch us on break and, you know, get a corner. You know, get one of these goals that Leeds don't get. Headers from corners and free kicks and deflections and all this shite. You know the story. We've seen it so many times. But if they come and play football, mate, I ain't worried, Rob. That's why the top the better sides in this division don't bother me. The sides around us don't really bother me because if they open up and have a go, which they should do, they should have a go. I feel like Sheffield United messed up at Ellen Road this season when they come to us. I feel like they showed us a bit too much respect. They didn't have a go, which I sort of understood the tactics. They sort of thought they were playing it right, but when you're putting Jamie Shackleton at right back, and they made some really, really daft decisions and left some of the better players on the bench, trying to do what more sides do, but they didn't quite get the balance right. And you know, if Leeds can get a goal in that first half, it's usually curtains. But I do feel like they should, keep the best players on the pitch. Should Sunderland, but maybe just don't be so aggressive going forward. I'm sure Joe Bellingham's missing for that as well. Sure he is. Is he injured or suspended or something? I don't know if I've heard that right, but that'd be decent if he's not playing. Thought he would have been in the Waitrose main, would you? Yeah, I mean, he only had a basket. He wasn't doing his full shot, you know what I mean? Just getting some bits. When you look at the points, Blackburn are nearer the bottom three than they are Leeds. Yeah, they are, mate. Yeah, it's crazy. It's such a big gap. The Watford game is where Ramazani got in. Yeah, I thought he was, Danny. I thought he was, mate. Yeah, he scored that goal from outside box where keeper just like caught it and threw it into his own net. Used to go for a pint with Andy Ritchie and Weatherby. Okay. I once saw Batty in square on lane dancing away when he was meant to be injured. I bet you wouldn't have dared pulled him up on it in a knee capture. Not Leeds, but I saw Craig Bellamy drinking outside a Cardiff pub when he was suspended from West Ham and they were on the telly. That was class, that. Colin says, subbed. I've watched your stuff before, but never chipped in before. Cheers, Colin. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate the support, my friend. Yeah, Joe Blackburn told me that as well. Because I'm very chat interactive, as you know. A few people have told me, actually, not just Joe Blackburn, but, you know, I forget that there's a lot of people watching who aren't in the chat. Like he says, if you've got, say, 40, like I've got now in watching, there might only be 20 in chat. So there's 20 people not actually chipping in. So you've got to try and make sure you appeal to them too. But yeah, it's really nice, that Colin. Thank you. You should always chip in, and I'll always pull your comments up, mate, and have a chat about them. But yeah, really appreciate you subbing, mate. Thank you. Scott N says, I think Leeds this season have now built up a reputation as a fixture for clubs outside the top four where the opposition are writing it off and will pick up their fights. Yeah, maybe I was thinking this other day, Scott, to be fair. I really was. The sides now, unless they're the top four side, do they just write us off? Like you know, like when we're in Premier League, we write off, don't we? Really, you shouldn't, but you do. You sort of, we call them free hits, don't we? How many times did we hear that when we're in Premier League? It's free hit this week. You're playing Man City. It's a free hit. You're playing Liverpool, Tottenham, or whatever. There's always these games where it's free hits. Are we a free hit? Is it one of them where have a go? If you lose, you lose. We're expecting to lose. Probably is now, especially with 15 games to go. Sides fighting for every point down bottom. There might be games where they look at it and go, you know, we're not going to play him. We're not going to play him because we've got a relegation battle in 3 days' time. Maybe we're someone who's right next to him in table. So I do often think that. Are we that side now where you look at it, especially coming to Ellen Road, do you just look at it and go, yeah, it's you know, if we keep this under 2 or 3, it's a decent day off. So there might have been a bit big-headed thinking that, but we know what it's like. You know, when we go to the bigger sides in the Premier League, we sort of have that free hit gets mentioned all the time. And yeah, I do believe that, Scott, to be fair. Duncan just gave Gordon the nod, but didn't bother him. Actually, his missus was having a few words with him. Fair enough. Yeah. Don't get involved with that, do you? When a Scotsman's getting told off, don't get involved with that. Stephen says, good old Hamface had a brilliant way to try and catch us out. He made them look laughable. Yeah, he did. He got his tactics totally wrong on that one. I don't, mate. No, I don't. I don't know Andy Ritchie, mate. I'm doing my Watford preview in the morning. Yeah, everyone check out. You can bang your link in if you haven't already done it. Bang your link in for anybody who wants to watch Danny's preview in the morning. Straight to the point. Nice, short and sweet. I'm enjoying your videos at the minute, Danny. So keep them going. Preview and a review, I hope, on Wednesday morning. Get it done. Great point, Scott. Mentality of Oppo. So important, not just as. Yeah, I think it's a great point to Adam. Let's say I was thinking about it before, mate. It's definitely something people are thinking about now. Wilco White says, my friend Sean, please subscribe to Sean at Wilco White's, please. Colin, if you want to subscribe to me, please subscribe to my friend Wilco White's. Danny will bang them both in the chat, as he always does, mate. I would love you to go subscribe to him. Really good guy. Most of the games in the Prem next season will be a free year. Oh, don't say that. I want to look forward to Prem. I don't want to be feeling down about it already. But yeah, it will be, mate. At least half of them you'll go in, hoping for the best but expecting the worst, and then the other half, you might fancy your chances on any given day. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Adam says, like I asked 3 Watford fans today, score predictions 3-0, 2-1 and 3-1 Leeds. And they're all Watford fans saying that. Yeah, there you go. It goes to show you the confidence is dead low at Watford at the minute. They probably are where they're probably going to end up, to be fair. They're not really a playoff side at the minute. They haven't been for a few years. They're not really a low-end, championship side. They're probably where they are, 10th, 11th, 12th, around that spot. But yeah, if they've got injuries and stuff like that, and they've got problems, I think you says the Pozzo family, the fans have lost faith in them. They want them out, don't they? And there might even be a protest before the game, which all plays into Leeds' favour. If we get an early goal, which is highly likely with the way we play, if we play that way, if we have that intensity from minute one, we can get an early goal at Watford. Could turn toxic, and we know what it's like. We've seen it before. We've seen it before on TV at other clubs. We've had it at our place as well. It can turn very toxic with an early goal when you're not. When as a fan base you don't back the ownership that's in charge of your club. So hopefully that plays into our hands. It's going to be simmered in a way that we need to have a really good performance and it can turn, and then all of a sudden, it could get really nasty for Watford. Yeah, there's Danny's channel. Please give him a check out. So you're not confident, Adam. And there's Wilco White's. Please check him out too. Andy Ritchie was our 9 during the mid-80s. Ah, okay. Lovely. Was he a decent goal scorer? Did he get many goals in the 80s, mate? But no, I didn't know that, pal. One player, if we go up, who would you sign, Matty? Oh, is this a realistic signing? Oh, this is hard. Oh, I don't think I can win with this. I'm going to go off the player I really, really wanted to sign this season. Realistic. I'm going to go Buendia. I think he's gone on loan to Leverkusen. We get promoted. He goes back to Villa. Yeah, Buendia is a 10. Just off the bat, there'll be other ones if I could think about it. Unrealistic signing. Who else could play in 10? Who's unrealistic? I'll tell you what, a realistic one would be a goalkeeper, Ramsdale. Just because I think he's at Southampton, they're coming down. Right, and we need a goalkeeper. So maybe Ramsdale, might be my shout. But it's hard putting me on the spot, that, Rob. What about you? What would you have? There's plenty. We need plenty anyway, Rob. We need plenty. 6 or 7. Scott says 9 wins needed for 93 points. That allows for 6 matches where things might not go our way. Soon that first figure 9 will be less than the second figure 6. Once that happens, we're well on our way. Yeah, I think we get 100 points, Scott. You probably heard me say that before. But I think 93 wins you the league anyway. I've stated that all season. If we got 90 points, we go up. I think over 90 points wins you the league. I think there might be 2 teams get over 90 points. I think the rest of them might be mid-80s. It's not a bad return for 4 clubs again. It seems a little bit similar to last season, just maybe the quality isn't quite there. The points total for all 4 as a collective might not be quite as high, but it's it's a decent battle for these 4. It's been an interesting battle. They've moved places quite a lot. I do feel like now I expect, if I'm honest, Leeds to be top, and I sort of think Sunderland might be 4th, and it's just who's going to join us in 2 for me. I don't know what everyone else thinks. I did pull back on him dancing. He said, "You haven't seen me." I just nodded. There's a Watford gap between them and us, lol. I don't mind that services. I've been there plenty of times for McDonald's breakfast. I just go Rafinha again, worked well before. Yeah, to be fair, Rafinha. Well, that's the unrealistic one, Rafinha. Richie played in the 87 team, cup semi-final and playoffs, decent player. I'll have to do a bit of research on him. I like knowing a bit about the history of Leeds United. There's a lot I don't know as well, to be fair. But yeah, I love having you guys in chat because you know so much more than I do. When you pull up these old facts and old players, it's a nice little history lesson for me. I right enjoy it. Raf, I'm one of the greatest ever players to play for Leeds, I reckon. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it, when you say that he played a couple of seasons for us. When you say Raf, one of the greatest ever players, technically there ain't many players better than him. They just didn't. I mean, obviously Riviera, I can't vouch for every player. I know what they did, amazing. But in terms of technical ability, Rafinha's right up there, isn't he? And he's going to go. He's there. He's right at the very top of the game now. And I think if Ballon d'Or were named tomorrow, for me, he has to get it. He is the best player in the world currently, and we had him at Leeds 3 years ago. Unbelievable that we had him there. Hopefully, he comes back one day. Hopefully. Maybe 5 or 6 years' time, we've got an old Rafinha and older Haaland. That'd be good. We are looking at a 20-something-year-old from Swiss League who's a 10. Is that the one we were linked to around deadline day, or is this after that, mate? I once went to Vicarage Road as a guest of Vinnie Jones. What a night out that was for me. Are you joking, Nige? You went as a guest for Vinnie Jones? You know Vinnie Jones? You're friends with him? You went out on piss with Vinnie Jones? If that's true, I need to go out and piss with you, Nige. Wow. No, don't want Ramsdale. I just want a better keeper than Mes, mate. I'll try to think of the other one. I probably have Burnley one. I forgot his name. That's why I said Ramsdale. Fishy Pie. If we go up, we will stay up. Just look at the gap now between the Prem and the Champions. Yeah, I think 2 will probably come back down, but I think we'll be the ones that stay up. I firmly believe that. Raf 17 million snip to a newly promoted side. Madness. Yeah, it's mad in it. I didn't even know he was when we signed him, but my God, he was after a few weeks after that goal against Everton, hard and low. Just everything he did, he was just unreal. He was that player when he decided to beat a man, he beat a man. A bit like we're seeing with Solomon now. Obviously Solomon's not at Rafinha's level, but a bit like Solomon, he's got that X factor. When he decides to beat a man, he beats the man. It's on his terms, and it was always on Rafinha's terms too. Unrealistic James Maddison. Yeah, he's a decent 10, isn't he, mate? Leif Davis, left back, mate, but defo number 10. Yeah, to be fair, if you could bring Leif Davis in, whether he's Prem quality, I don't know how well he's doing really at Ipswich, but decent player, mate. One we let go too early, wasn't it? Andy Ritchie, 82 or 87, 136 games, 40 goals. Not a bad return, that. Not a bad return at all. Danny says Alvin Sanchez is who we are really linked with from the Swiss League. Plays in the 10. We were linked to this window, but he said he wants to help them try win the league. He valued at 7 million. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of value we put on these players we're going for. I don't think we're going to sign loads of £20 million plus. They just have to be really smart, don't they? What about Archie Gray coming back? No, Colin, not for me. No, not for me. I think it's gone. That I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't even have him this season now. I don't know where he'd play now. I mean, if he'd never gone, he'd play, and I loved him. I did, but I am missing Archie Gray. I don't think. I think his talent, his ceiling's really high. But nah, just leave him at Spurs. Hopefully, he has a good career, and maybe we see him again in the future. Who knows? Spurs love Archie. Archie is doing really well. He's Spurs to stay. Yeah, I think he's going to be at Spurs a long time, me. I think they really rate him, don't they? Even though, how are we? Hey up, Russ, my friend. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Colin says, I said when watching him at right back that one day Archie will be England captain and go for 100 million. The potential's still there, isn't it, buddy? 1,000,000%. Danny Adam, hope you're well, says Russ. Yeah, me too. But yeah, tomorrow, I'm actually going to say for my prediction, I was going to say 5-0 earlier, but I feel like you're just going to all get pissed off at me because I just say ridiculous scores all the time. Make myself look a fool. But I'm going to go 3-0. I ain't got it in me to say we're going to concede, so I'm going to go 3-0. I think we've all everything. When you look at Watford, the form, the players that were out, everything going on in the background. I'm predicting 3-0. I don't think we concede. I think we're solid, and I think the changes will have fresh legs coming in. A couple of knocks one that weekend. They should be fresh now for tomorrow. Full fit side. Strout stays up bench for me, and they just absolutely tear it up. Just want to see that intensity. And I hope they just kick on from what they did at Coventry, because Coventry were brilliant. It were brilliant performance. Just couldn't score really, could they? Or couldn't put more than a couple away. Nige, right, so Vinny, yep, all true. His mate moved to Leeds 12 months before Vinny. My mate was his neighbour and he introduced me to Vinny. Wow. Hence we got an invite for Watford away, as it was Vinny's hometown. My God, mate. Oh, that's an incredible story. That's ace. Jealous. Class story, that nice. I love it. Archie will be at Barcelona, Real Madrid in the next few years. Yeah, I think if he moves on from if you want to move on from Tottenham, which I think he'll be at Tottenham, I think till the end of his contract. I think he'll do a good 4 or 5 years at Tottenham. I do, but I could definitely see him going up. Then he might even be by Munich have been touted to have him, aren't they? Real Madrid have removed him a few times. It would not surprise me at all if you see him somewhere like, because his versatility. He can do 4 or 5 years at Spurs and still be early 20s guy. So it's a madness. Fishy Pie. So many players come to Leeds and become great players and leave and never heard of again, apart from 2. Often 1, Leeds 3. Yeah. You know what I love about this club, right? Obviously, apart from the obvious, I love how we have people like Vinnie Jones. So Vinnie Jones, Jermaine Beckford. There's loads of people, right? Don Matteo. Loads of people who aren't Leeds growing up. I don't know who Beckford supported. I don't know who Vinnie Jones supported. Maybe Watford, maybe Wimbledon. I don't know. But when they play for Leeds, they are Leeds. Don't work for everybody. Not everybody at all, obviously, but like they now support Leeds and they weren't Leeds. Do you know what I mean? Like Vinnie Jones, Beckford, they're from down south. Look at Jermaine Beckford. He absolutely fucking loves. I mean, does anyone know Beckford used to support? It bugs me so much. I want to know who he supports. I mean, I went to a night with Beckford, Josh Warrington, and Jamie Peacock. I think We Are Leeds, it were called about 5 years ago. And you got to put little cards in. And I actually wrote down who did you follow growing up, what team did you support to Beckford, and they only picked so many out of a hat or whatever, the mind to get pulled out. So I never got to ask him. I'd love to know, does anyone know Beckford supported? I know it's off topic a little bit, but I always find it fascinating that certain players they come at a club, they see it, and it doesn't matter who they follow before, the Leeds from that moment on, and I love that about us. Don't know how many clubs in the world have got that sort of pull. Could also see Archie moving to Man City. Yeah, maybe, mate, one day, maybe. If we maintain our points per game after 31 games, for the minute 15, we'll finish on 98 points. Sounds good, does that, Matt, doesn't it? Sounds lovely, that, mate. 98, we might as well go for 100, don't we? Pierre says Watford 0, Leeds 2. Hey up, mate. I would take that, mate, if that were an offer, 100%. I'm going 2-1 to Leeds. DJ scores in the first 20 minutes. They equalise before half-time. Bogle in the last 20 minutes. Both goals coming from that right-hand side. Bogle and James. How good are them two? Stephen says, have you noticed that we never hear anything about James Milner since he went to Brighton? Mate, you know what it is? You never heard all about Milner anyway, in terms of he's just the ultimate professional, isn't he, Stephen? Never heard of anything. He's got to have been like the most clean-cut professional that the Premier League's ever had. He's like Gary Lineker, isn't he? Gary Lineker got booked once or something, his career or something. Like, he's just such a true professional. I'll tell you what, to have played as many Premier League games as he has, he's been a credit to himself and his family, but he's been a credit to Leeds United as well. He come through our academy. Like so many did, never played enough games for us. Unfortunately, I don't think we see him at Leeds now, and I'd love to have got him back in the last couple of years. But You know, when you get to the end of your career, you think maybe I'll go back home, but he's been that good. He's still that good at his age. He's still been too good at 37, 38 to come back to Leeds, which is mental, really. But I love James Milner. I loved him. Pierre says, do you reckon on the show, can we have a night off? That's fine. Do you reckon we'll guarantee promotion before the last game of the season? I do. So that's just from me. Sean Carney, having a night off YouTube tonight, listening to some tunes instead. We'll catch up tomorrow night. No worries, Sean. That is absolutely fine, mate. Do you reckon we'll guarantee promotion before the last game of the season? Oh, Pierre, 1,000,000% I do, mate. Yeah, I think we're promoted with, I'm gonna say with 3 games left. I think we're champions with 2 games left. I think the last couple of games are just going to be party season. I really do. Yeah, I do. The 49ers are the best owners the club have had since the early 90s, but because we've been let down so many times, some fans can't see it, in my opinion. AOPZ, oh, you've had a good day, my friend. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're here for one reason only, success, because success makes more money, mate. However you want to look at it. The shrewd businessmen, they've got a model. I think it's going to work phenomenal. As a Leeds fan, we're going to see a stadium grow. We're going to see a team playing top flight. You know, hopefully the model that we have is going to be the one to push us up to that top end of the Premier League, which might be, you know, the Brighton model, buying players for cheap, improving them, and then maybe they move on. You know, when you get to the Premier League, you hope that doesn't really happen, but we still see it with teams like Brighton. We saw it with teams like Leicester. But if you can do it the right way and make decent money, you know, for me, everything is pointing in one direction at Leeds United. You know, when we got relegated, I didn't see it as it was a negative, but I didn't see it as, oh God, that's us now. You know, like we're in doldrums again for 16 years. I didn't see that. I saw it as a minor speed bump. Even not going up last season. I just saw it as a minor speed bump on a journey where, for me, the destination is a decent side in Premier League. You know, it's going to take a few years when we get there to consolidate and become a top side again. How high we can be in that division as a top side, I don't know. You know, obviously, like having the Conference League and stuff like that, another European competition, you know, giving your sides a little bit lower down in league a chance for Europe probably helps those sides. You know, your Brightons, your West Hams, your Newcastles, teams like that who've been around that spot. Can we realistically be a top 10 side? I think we can. But I think it's 3 or 4 years in future. We're really, really good business. You know, knowledge there. They've got everyone in the right spot. I think when we were up there before, we didn't really realise how bad it was behind the scenes. League One Leeds really behind the scenes with, you know, a Champions League World Cup-esque manager at the front of it all. We didn't really realise all the shit that were backing it up, you know. But we sort of did, you know, once it all unfolded, we saw it all for what it was. And now we know, you know, we haven't got owners that spout shit online. We haven't got owners tweeting out. We don't need shit like that. We've got owners now that sometimes are annoying because they're fairly quiet. But for me, I can't really think of one thing easy they've done what's annoyed me. I really can't. People say selling Jorginho, selling Archie. There's a lot more factors in it than just them wanting money. You've got the players, you know, potentially wanting to go. You've got a lot of factors. Pure profit for Archie, Jorginho. You know, a year before that, we're thinking, what have we done with money? They managed to get the money back for him, and he moves on. And yeah, I can't think of what they've done wrong, if I'm honest, pal. I'm really happy with him. I really am. 2-1 Leeds. Got to be Bogle and Dan James down like right. Yeah, it's hard to look past them to being man at match as well, isn't it? Vinny love Leeds still does. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Jermaine Bedford did play for Wheelstone Raiders, mate. You want Sam? I'll give it ya. You want Sam? But who did he support though? I had the Vinnie Jones haircut, lol. Curl up and down. Did you win? That's class. Class that. A lot of people did though, didn't they? They were going in barbers, weren't they, asking for Vinnie cut. Yeah, Beckford was brought through Wheelstone, but was a Chelsea trainee before. I wonder if he followed Chelsea. So I wonder if honestly, I wonder if spotted. Russ says 4-0 lead, Solomon, James, Pirro and Bogle. I tell you what, if it is 4, mate, I think it's M4 getting it as well. I think you're right with goal scorers. Milner's mum and dad live 5 minutes from me. Go give him a knock. Tell him I want him to become a lead before he retires. It's going to come down to the last game of the season. Said it also. Yeah, it won't, Danny. I don't think so. Be very dramatic, that won't it? But yeah, who knows? But I don't think so. Angela, hello, it's my first time commenting. Great chats. Love how down to earth you are. MOT, I reckon 2-0 Leeds. Oh, Angela, thanks so much. Thank you for that. And yeah, don't be shy to stick something in there to chat. And I'm nothing without the chat, Angela. If you've watched me before, you know that if I came on here and there were 50 people watching, not one person put away in chat, the stream would end after 5 minutes. I am nothing, without the chat. So I need people to engage and speak to me and help me along the way. And I'll keep going as long as the comments are coming. So yeah, thank you for that. Really appreciate that comment. Lovely, thank you. I reckon 2-0 Leeds tomorrow. I would take that, Angela, in a heartbeat. Who are your goal scorers? Who do you fancy get goals? I think James and Bogle's a great shout. Thoughts on Eustace to Derby? I'm shocked. Yeah, me too, mate, to be fair. Me too. That means we're not beating Derby and we're playing next, doesn't it, Paul? Welcome, Angela. Angela, welcome. Angela, I'll drop that manually, not AI, into Leeds live prediction table, even though I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I don't know if you've watched the late night Leeds, Angela. But we do it every Friday at 10 o'clock. Me, Adam, and Sean at Wilco's Whites have a show on a Friday at 10 o'clock. So if you're free on a Friday and you haven't seen it before, check it out. Check out last Friday's as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting with boys again on Friday. I can't wait. Getting your diaries, Easter Monday, Leeds v Stoke, Burnley v Sheffield United. That's the day we go up. Oof. Yes, please. Yes, please. There's my friend Sean at Wilco White's link. Even though he can't be asked, he's listening to music. I'll still throw him a bone. Go check him out. Late night Leeds got the wrong show. No, I thought that, mate, but I thought I'd leave you to it. And there's Danny's link. Anybody wants to go see Danny's preview in the morning, go check that out from my good friend Daniel. Where we end up all depends on who chucks the biggest bag of money at the club. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Fishy Pie, it's all about money, isn't it, pal? It's all about money. Richard Woodthorpe, if the 49ers get it right in the Prem like they did this year, then we might get some great talent that we have never heard of and stay up for good. Yeah, there's so much talent out there in Europe in the Richard, so many good players. What I like about the 49ers, I feel like we've got an ownership group that actually buys people who are ready for English football. Like they bought us a few obscure ones. I say obscure. They brought us Tanaka. We knew about him last year, but we didn't quite get him over the line. Kamara, people like that. We brought players in from, Scotland, Germany, Austria, is it Switzerland, or all these different leagues. We brought players in from everywhere. But for the first time, I feel like they're not scared to look in England, and we actually bring in players who play in Championship, people who are Premier League players. We never used to do that. We never used to bring in players like that. So yeah, they picked up Tanaka, a player, Ramazani as well, players who, we maybe weren't looking at, maybe not heard of. But they aren't scared to look in the market that's here. Brought in people we know. Jed Spence, obviously, it didn't work out. Rothwell, Solomon. There's so many players who we brought in who are the obvious ones sometimes, and we never did the obvious. Now I feel like they do. So it'll definitely be a mix. I want us to go get Ben Davies from Tottenham. I know he's a little bit injury prone, but sometimes you've got to take a bit of a risk. His wages might be high, but it's a free transfer. He leaves Tottenham. His contract runs out. Welsh contingent. There's plenty of boys there, plenty of good friends of him there. He comes straight in for me and plays left back if we don't keep Firpo, or if we even better, we keep Firpo. Great. Get Ben Davies as cover and you have him and Firpo fighting for it. That'd be a brilliant acquisition. But we're really good at. I think they bring in a handful of players from the continent for decent money, and I think they bring a handful of players who are ready for Prem and have played in Prem. Really can't wait to see what they do with it. We had spent 100 million nearly in Prem, and I'm not sure 49ers will spend that, but they might bring in the right team to stay up. Yeah, I don't think they'll be massively focused on the amount of money they spend, and that might have a negative reaction from the fan base because they will just want to see plenty of zeros on the end of these transfers. What we go for, but we've seen you've just got to trust them. They've got so many players right. We haven't had a bad window. Bad summer window, you can say it. For me, they didn't have to do anything in the winter window. Maybe a couple of backup players we wouldn't have mourned at, but they didn't have to do anything in the winter in the January window because the summer window was so good. And you could say that for both seasons, really. You may harp on to last January we failed in January, so we didn't go up. I'll listen to that conversation 100%. We should have done stuff, but the summer windows have been fantastic, and it's the summer window that we've got directly before we go in Premier League. So I back them to get the acquisitions right, just because. Based on what I've seen for the last 2 summers, they have done for me. if we get up and the 49ers get it right this time, they will have their hands on a massive cash cow. 100%. 100%. See, I'm excited as a new content creator, as a new bloody silly daft sod just waffling on YouTube. I'm excited to see what the channel can do when we go to Premier League. You know, more eyes on the channel, more people wanting Leeds content. There's a lot of content creators out here in Leeds space. It might open doors for more of us to get, you know, more eyes on us and stuff like that. You know, I've got positive messages with mental health stuff and, you know, things like that. It might get more eyes on the channel just going to Premier League. So can you imagine what it's like to be a club with the money and the sponsorships and stuff like that? Like, just going up. Like, I'm really excited to see what happens with Tanaka and that Japanese market, you know, when we're in Premier League. It's building now, massively building now with Tanaka. It's a great market to tap into, is that Asian market. I think in the Premier League, it skyrockets. Pirlo scores tomorrow night for me. Yeah, I think so too, mate. I hope so. 4 or 5 league. Yes, I love that. I love that confidence. I reckon if we are promoted, we'll spend more this summer than we have ever before. Oh, Adam, that's a wild take, mate. You think we'll spend more than when they were here? I hope so. I don't think it's needed. I think we can do it without spending absolute bucket loads if they do it right. But I ain't gonna argue with that, mate. I would love them to really be aggressive. We've heard that before. Parag last year, they were going to be aggressive. I want to see that aggression. Go out there and make things happen. Only return for 49 investors is a club sale. Only where value rises if we're at the top end of the Premier League. Yeah, I agree. It'll just take a few years. Of course it will, mate. And it's probably worse for us if we go up next season, when we go up this season, if we overachieve it first season. We saw that with Bielsa. Finishing 9th were brilliant. And I wouldn't change it for world. But it just meant the season after when we sort of leveled out to where we should have been. We've seen it with Sheffield United when they were up. They finished, I think, 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever it was. Got relegated year after. We survived that second season, which is massive. That second season always usually by front arse as a promoted side, especially after having a good season. But we survived, didn't we, away at Brentford? Season after, it was a season too far for us. But yeah, and I'm not saying I don't want us to overachieve. Would I take 9th next season in Premier League? Yeah, of course I would. But it's probably the worst thing to happen. The expectation goes through the roof. We all thought we were a couple of signings away from Europe, didn't we? That first season in Prem, which is wild when you look back now. With the players we actually had, it was definitely just an overachieving squad, wasn't it? The only thing with Leeds fans, next season, if we haven't signed someone on the first day of the window, they're going to go mental. Yeah, there's no saying we will get it done early, is there? There isn't. But what I will say is I'm a fan that will believe in what the club does, but there's a lot of fans, Danny, who will want something straight away, and that might not be the way they do it, and we've just got to ride it out until that window closes, until you know what you're left with, until you can comment. Fishy Boy, I'm liking the way Leeds are getting behind the defence in the past few games. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. The fighting for everything. I feel like since Mez made that mistake at Hull, take the Millwall game out, I feel like everyone's putting the bodies online that little bit more. Fishy Pie, I really do. I feel like they're really trying to win every ball more than they did before. They're putting that extra couple of percent to keep that clean sheet. Like we see with Burnley, they wear that clean sheet like a Medal of Honour. I feel like you're seeing that with Leeds United now. Like, that clean sheet's massive for us. And our defensive record is phenomenal, by the way. Phenomenal. It's just Burnley's is just unheard of. But ours is absolutely unbelievable what we're doing defensively this season. The best thing is we've got the right balance because we're banging in goals as well. Adam will need 3 or so in before pre-season. Rest will be brought through August most likely. Yeah, that's the thing, innit? You want everyone to be indoctrinated into the system. Everyone wants to be working together through pre-season, but it's not always right. You can't always do it. So yeah, 100%. It's nice to get a couple through, and then you've got to bleed other ones in. But yeah, they're going to come. We will bring players in right up until window closing, and then you've got to ride that bedding in period out a bit longer, haven't you? But yeah, I agree, mate. I'd love them to go get a few more players when we go up early doors. Marcus, evening all, evening mate. Angela, thanks so much for the welcome, everyone. I'll go for Pirro and Bogle scoring tomorrow, although I reckon James will be hungry to score. Yeah. You mean 3 now, Angela, don't you? You're going to change your mind to 3-0, and then we'll bang James on. Angela's going 3-0, not 2-0. But no, you're very welcome. You're welcome. Just come from Jack Cities. Cheers, Andy, mate, for popping in. Thank you very much. I love Jack. Jack's such a good guy. Evening, guys. There's loads of Leeds content creators, many on the periphery. There's so many. It's harder. it's hard at, I normally go at 10, as you know, Andy, and I saw Jack City go at 9:30, and I thought, oh, and I hate feeling like that, you know, I hate clashing with people. It's a bugger because ultimately it shouldn't matter, because when as soon as I close this live off, it's sat there for anyone to watch anyway. But I do know my channel really is more interactive. If you miss out on the chat, whether you'll think it's good to watch back, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I sort of feel like you need to be on my live to probably, you know, enjoy it to its maximum. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. I'm not a viewer. I'm the idiot here sat talking. But yeah, I do always think I don't want to clash with people, but technically he's still there watching it. You're not missing no, you watch it whenever you want. But Michael says Matty Ipswich Town have spent 130 £30 million on players, and they sit second from bottom and likely to go down. Recruitment has to be spot on if promotion happens. Can't be signing players like they did before when promotion happens, Michael. But yeah, you're right. They spent a hell of a lot of money. Will they keep that group together? If they do, they're likely to bounce back up. That's what I will say. If Ipswich ended up being a bit of a yo-yo club, it'd be great for them because they've been out of the top flight for so long now. But you've got to be careful, haven't you? I mean, if they go down now and the wages are high and they haven't done things right behind the scenes, it could be disastrous for them. I'd like to think that they've got the players on contracts that, you know, they'll have relegation clauses in there like Leeds United did, and they'll be able to cope, and they'll probably be a strong side next season when they do come down. But yeah, guarantee spending money, Michael, doesn't guarantee you success in Premier League. It doesn't. It's a fact. In fact, 130 million is massive money, and they bought well. They bought some really good players in there. Really have. Like, I love Delap. I think Delap's a baller. I think he's such a good player, and he'll move on when they go down 100%. He's a Premier League player. He'll play for England. He'll have a really good career. For me, he's the next 9 for England after Harry Kane, unless somebody else comes in. But yeah, money doesn't guarantee success. It doesn't, and you're right with that, Paul. You've got to be really careful. Let's get there first. Yeah, I know, but it's something we've got to talk about. We're a very confident fan base, I think, now. Matty, have posted the book to Sean yet? Yeah, I did it earlier today. I need to send it bits over. I don't know when he gets it, but I did it today. Did it earlier. Andy wrote, looks like Leeds could have been drawn against Palace. Yeah, I've seen that. Doncaster or Palace. I would assume it would have been Palace, and it would have been away. And that would have been a nice game to watch yourself against as well, when it pits herself against a decent Premier League side. Wasn't a glamorous tie if we'd have got it, but it's done now. Can't wait for the stadium expansion. I hope when we get promoted, they crack on with it in the summer. Yeah, I don't think they are, mate. I think it's going to be year after. I know a few people have been in meetings and stuff for building work and stuff, and I think it's going to be consolidate that first year, then go at it. I think, by the sounds of things, it's all sat there ready to push the button. I don't think they'll do it this summer. I think it'll be next summer. I'm really very intrigued to see how the atmosphere goes. It hasn't been great this season, but I think that's just because we're in Championship and with a big fish now, and everyone expects to be winning every game. I'm interested to see how the hospitality goes, if that eats away at the atmosphere, because there's going to be a lot of hospitality there. Day trippers, etc., tourists. I'm really intrigued to see how it goes. The idea of Ellen Road being bigger, more fans, sounds unbelievable. Is it going to have that impact? I really can't call it. I really don't know. I'm hoping we still keep that hostile environment that we've currently got, whether it's maybe not as hostile as it can be certain games. I tell you what, I think Monday night is going to be unreal atmosphere. Under lights, that's when you get the best at Ellen Road. Under lights, night games at Ellen Road are the best games to go to. Early kickoffs, I ain't gonna moan. I love going to Ellen Road regardless. But yeah, early kickoffs aren't the best. 3 o'clocks are all right, but under lights, not like it. Not like it. Nine says, I believe if we had been in the Premier League this season, we'd have made a better fist of it than the Southampton have. Yeah, I think we would have done. It's hard to gauge in it because we don't know what players would have brought in. It would have still been a struggle, but I think we had the best manager suited for it. And I know people will say why, you know, if he did know with knowledge, but I do think the way we set up is more ready for it's more Premier League ready than what the other sides are for me. We know Ipswich like to go forward. Southampton, same. And Leicester are just Leicester out there. But yeah, I think we'd have done probably the best out of all of them. But say we don't know who we'd have signed. I mean, I assume we'd have kept all those big hitters. Yeah, even Adam McGree's. If Adam McGree's, you're not far wrong, man. You're not far wrong. Nige, I don't think we'd have been in the relegation zone. I don't. It would have been a struggle. But yeah, I think we'd have done better than the rest. Michael says victory at Watford puts Leeds 8 points ahead of third place Burnley, and Burnley will have to beat Hull at home. They can't be drawing. And that's the game. I think there'll be points dropped. I think Hull, they beat Sheffield United away, didn't they? they got points against us at home. I genuinely feel Hull might have a big say in the top of this promotion chase. I really think they could definitely get points off Burnley. 1,000,000%. Come on, Joffrey. Come on, my son. Ipswich have bought players for the Championship. They will have one hell of a team. I think. Yeah, I think so. If they keep hold of them, so I think the lap goes. But I think if they keep the rest of them, I think they've got a right squad for Championship. Yeah, it would be a decent signing. Maybe like Adam says here, Delap goes to top 8, I reckon, 100%. Could seem like a Spurs or something, made Delap. Michael says Leicester will be in big trouble if they get relegated to the EFL. They will get them PSR, FFP points deduction, and the club are financial straits more. Mate, let's hope so, Michael. Let's hope so. Can't dodge it forever, can you? Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully they come down, they do get that. Never even hated Leicester. I used to love them when Ranieri were there. I love everyone's second favourite team, and then after last season, it was like, can't stand them. Adam could be us then. Top 8. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Nige. I'm optimistic, but that's a bit much. Stephen said the home game against Millwall will definitely be hostile in a few weeks. Yeah. I'll say I can't wait for that, but I'll make myself look at it again, won't I, Stephen? Because I'll be there saying I'll go in hard and I'll go in dry. We're going to hammer them 4-0. And I'll look like a tit again, like I always do against Millwall. But yeah, that's probably, I look at the Sunderland game, I can't wait for that. The Millwall game now, after everything, is the next game I'm sort of looking at, bookmarking, looking forward to it. But yeah, I'll be very nervous for that one because they come for you when they do well against you. I really want to just be able to just message some of them back in a few weeks, just be like, to be fair, every time they drop points now, I'm just probably going to go hound them on my in my chat. Every time they drop points, hopefully they lose on Wednesday or tomorrow, whenever they play, and I'll just go into the chat again and just start giving them some stick back. Andy says, I remember in the early to mid 1980s in the old Division 2, now the Championship, half empty stadiums at Ellen Road, 16,000. Wow. Mental, like that. Michael says, Mike, when Leeds get promotion, would you bring back Leeds old boys, Calvin Phillips and Jack Clark? No, mate. No. There's certain players I'd have back. There's certain players I wouldn't. It's hard because I'd have had Jack Clark this season. I would. But I would want better in the Prem. And if I'm honest, I think all our wingers are better than Jack Clark. Yeah, I actually do. I think all our wingers are better than Jack Clark now, mate. If Solomon was to go, would Jack Clark be a decent fourth winger potentially? But I'd want better. And yeah, definitely not Phillips, mate. I don't think he's ever going to get back to that ceiling. What Phillips needs is he needs Bielsa to join a club side, leave Uruguay and join a club side, and you'll probably find he'll do brilliant playing for Bielsa. Yeah, I don't think he can get that back, me. No, unfortunately, mate. And I'm all for sentiment and stuff, and I'm, I love the emotion of bringing an old player back. But yeah, not for me, pal, unfortunately. Danny ninth first season back in the Premier League, you never know. Millwall are our kryptonite, like the new Derby manager, yeah. Unfortunately, seem to be. Paul Jones says, Matt, did I see you walking through Leeds yesterday in a Millwall top? No, you definitely didn't, pal. You definitely didn't. You probably saw me walking through Leeds getting chased by a Millwall mob. That was more likely, mate. Yeah, like Adam says, don't set me off again, Paul. Don't set me off again, mate. And tracksuit. Yeah, they've come for me in the droves, haven't they? Andy Rowe, do we start to implode with negative results against Watford, Sheffield United and Sunderland? No, but there'll be people who say there's a chance because that looks like a really tricky run, doesn't it? But like I say, Watford aren't good at home. Currently on form, aren't good at all. Sheffield United and Sunderland, we look at that and go, oh, they're tough fixtures. They'll both be looking at Leeds United. Their fans are going, oh, we've got to play Leeds United next week. That's how you've got to look at it. They'll be looking at us more than what we're looking at them. We're there to be shot at because we're top of tree, but these teams have got to get points on us. We're in driving seat. We really are. I know we do. Sometimes we do better at chasing than being chased, but I back the boys. I back the manager to get this right. And no, as much as it looks tricky, Andy, and if we lose all 300%, we've imploded. But I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. I think out the next three games, we get more points than any of our rivals, and we've got 2 of our rivals to play. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up at that, boys and girls. I think we'll leave it there. ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't seen already, I am doing a watch along tomorrow, my first ever watch along. I would appreciate if anybody wants to drop in and give me a little bit of support. I've got no one to bounce off. I'm rubbish without the chat. There's every chance I'm just going to be watching game and just nothing happening. So yeah, if you do happen to be at a loose end, or even if you're watching game and you don't mind banging on phone just to give me a little bit of support aside you and just drop odd messaging, even if you're not watching, I would really appreciate, a couple of people in at least. If I've got 3 or 4 people in at least banging something in chat when something happens in the game, I'd really appreciate it. But I'm not going to beg. But yeah, I'll be doing my first watch along. I can't do many away games, night games away from home. I have the opportunity to do them, and I just want to see how it goes. And I'll probably do a little bit of an instant match. I'll probably chat just after it on the watch along, and then I will do my review on Wednesday. I'll come on 10 o'clock, do a full review of the game. So make sure you're there for that, or I'll have no clue what I'm doing as usual. But yeah, like I say, anyone who can drop in tomorrow, I would really appreciate just a little bit of chat on there would be great. Danny Talksport, if we lose to Millwall again after you put it to 4-0, will you do a forfeit like eating a Carolina Reaper? Mate, my forfeit's just looking like a tool in it on here. But there won't be us anyway. There'll be no forfeit because we won't lose them 3 times in a season, mate. Michael says, I came late to your stream. I was watching Jack on the City of Leeds podcast. Jack did apologise as he was only going to do 30 minutes but went on longer. I know. It's fine. What, he apologised for me being on, or just apologised in general? But no, it's fine. He likes a good chat, does Jack. I've seen him do 2.5-hour streams. He loves it. He's like me. Once he gets going, he can't stop. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Good chat. Yeah, thanks so much for everyone being in here, making my life easier, Stephen. If Hull can get a result at Sheffield, we definitely will, 100%. Adam, no idea if this works, but I may be able to jump on video 5 minutes before game tomorrow. Yeah, I might do. Well, I'm going to be going live at 7:30, so yeah, I might send you a link over and you can jump on, mate, before the game while you're there. But you're in the stadium, aren't you? Have to see. Let's see what Matty's commentary is like. Tomorrow's Monday if he's another John Watson. Sitting right in front of the box, was in front of Board, Eddie Gray and Strachan last year. Yeah, you're lucky, but got some right seats for tomorrow, aren't you? Great chat tonight, mate. You're going to the top, mate. Cheers, Rob. Wherever I go, mate, as long as you're there beside me, I'll be happy. Just love your support. Thanks so much for all your good comments. Much appreciated. I'm going 3-0, and I'm going to go James, Solomon, Pirro. That front three. Yeah, 3-0. I think we get an early goal, and then I think we get a couple in second half, and then we can make a couple of subs and coast to victory. And then we will see. So, yes, I will be on tomorrow from 7:30. If anyone wants to drop in and drop me some comments, I would very much appreciate it. Thanks so much. Take care. Everyone have a great Tuesday. Do your best. I know it's work day. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for everyone's support. Take care, guys.